Cappuccino.
Latte.
Americano.
Frappuccino.
Espresso shots.
Everyone has their favorite type of coffee, but would you be able to grow it? In America, we buy cups of coffee ready-made and ready to go. But have you ever wondered where the coffee comes from? Whose hands labored to make the steaming drink now in your hands? Humans began as growers and cultivators. We knew about agriculture, and now we don't. In order to bridge the gap between farm and cup, I traveled to Guatemala to find out. I'm on the way to the coffee fields at the base of an active volcano in Antigua, Guatemala. It's a long walk for something I don't even know I'll like. You see, I've never had coffee before, but it's a $60 billion a year industry and a big part of Guatemala's history, so it can't be that bad.
Coffee has really has a lot of interplay with the colonial legacy, with the legacy of forced and underpaid labor, high income inequality, large concentration of land in the hands of a few families. And so coffee really is part of that legacy.
Well, maybe it is that bad. But Andy Feldman is working to make it better. He's the director of De La Gente, a nonprofit dedicated to creating opportunities for coffee farmers in Guatemala.
Our goal is to help create a more inclusive coffee economy that's based around providing families with the income that they need to lead dignified, quality lives.
One farmer being supported by the co-op is Froilan. He took time from tending to his trees to share what life was like before partnering with De La Gente.
Yo cultivaba lo que eran muchas verduras.
Before De La Gente, I had been growing crops at high cost and selling them at low prices. I wasn't making much money. Transporting my product to the market was very expensive. As an independent farmer, I was subjected to unfair trade agreements and bank loans with high interest rates.
Coffee farming takes a tremendous toll. I only spent a day with Froilan, but the struggles to produce one of Guatemala's most lucrative crops were impossible to ignore. And Andy refuses to let the world ignore coffee's true story.
So what we're trying to do is say it's not necessarily that coffee's bad or we don't have to get rid of coffee, but what if coffee left a legacy that was positive and that meant good things to people rather than meaning impoverishment or a negative economic impact.
After picking a pocketful of coffee beans, I'm that much closer to sipping my first cup of the dark roast. No, this isn't the latest workout craze in Guatemala. It's an amazingly low-tech solution to separate bean from berry. And only the finest beans make the roast. Virgilia, another De La Gente farmer, guided me through the process. Time spent on the stove determines the boldness of the brew. My arms are still sore, but the grind must go on. This is the final step in turning over 100 pounds of berries into a mere 15 pounds of final coffee product. As I stare down my first cup of what Froilan and Virgilia have poured their life into, a life made tremendously better by working with a co-op, I cannot think of a better place to share my first sip. A sip full of sacrifice and history, a sip which keeps alive De La Gente's mission.
De La Gente means of or from the people. That really is the heart of our ideals, is really putting the people, in this case, people who produce coffee, at the heart of what we do.
People I've had the opportunity to get to know, which makes this experience so much richer.
It is my first sip of coffee. It's very good though. Yeah, I'm really happy that we got to do this here because I feel like the flavor is so nice and we got to see the whole process. It's like kind of a rewarding cup of coffee. It's very nice.
My first cup of coffee was incredible, but even more amazing was what it represented, the positive impact it has given to hardworking farmers.
Now that I can process coffee into the final product, I'm making considerably better money. I could keep my children in school for longer and give my family a better quality of life.
With so many processed and packaged foods becoming the norm, it is important to remember our roots as cultivators of our own food and to rebuild the connection to farmers across the world. We need to be aware of the human cost of making food for corporations while growers live without necessary resources.
Por supuesto que sí, es importante.
It's important for people to come to the farm so they could share their experience of working coffee with others. And the next time they drink coffee, they'll understand how much work goes into it.
We can help this agricultural revolution by supporting organizations like De La Gente and the coffee farmers in Guatemala.
Salud.